Hello guys, welcome to today's video. In today's live, I'm going to explore how we can use SCL language. Okay, let me pin the today's live title. All right. All right. Hello, my friends. I hope you have had a good week. In this live, I'm going to explore how we can use SCL language. SCL stands for Structured Control Language. Before that, if you have any questions related to our videos on plcgoods YouTube channel, it's my pleasure to answer your questions. Okay, one of my friends, hello sir, hello Musun G. I hope I spelled correctly. Okay, my friends, for example, my friends with this ID, Morrison G. Do you have any questions about our videos on PLC Goods YouTube channel? All right, let's start today's live. In this live, I decided to have a short introduction to SCL language. First, let me share a video with you. All right. I'm going to start today's live, but every time that you have any questions about today's live or about our previous videos, please use the chat section and send me your questions, your ideas about our weekly live or about our videos on PLC Goods YouTube channel. Let's start today's live. SCL stands for Structured Control Language. It's like Pascal or C language. We can use that especially for projects which deals with large amounts of data, or especially when you need arithmetic calculations, for example, adding, dividing, logit, or also especially when you need advanced control structure like for loop, while loop, if, and so on. First, let's create a new function block in TR portal. Okay, thanks, my friends Mohsin G. I'm following you. Thanks very much, my friends Mohsin G. And also your reactions to our videos, or also if you're buying our videos on Udemy, from Udemy, it's will enable us, it will support us to continue our works. Thanks, my friends, Mohsin G. Mohsin G. I hope I spelled that correctly. Otherwise, excuse me, my friends, Mohsin G. Mohsin G. Okay, I'm going to create a new function block. For a function block, we can select different language, for example, SCL, ladder, FBD, CEM, but also you can use SCL language in middle of other languages, for example, FBD. In today's live, I want to create a function block which receive an analog input and then calculate its average value. So first, I define some inputs outputs for my function blocks. My analog input, its data type is integer, and then I wanna scale its value to current value and also calculate its average value in this stack. In TIA portal, I can use easily no and scale instructions to scale an analog input from its input range to my desired range. Norms converts my analog input to a number between 0 and 1, and then I use a scale function to convert that to a number between 0 and 100. For example, you can suppose it is a level of a water level. As you see, I can easily write my scale function with two instructions, norm and scale, that in FBD language, which scales my analog input to a number between 0 and 100. Inside the next network, I'm going to use SCL language to calculate average value of my analog input. So let's define. So let me define some variables inside my function block. Definitely, I need an array to store my last values. Here, I'm defining, I need an array, but before that, I need to check that the number of samples is okay or not. So I define it two variables, number of samples and maximum number of samples. For example, suppose in this function, I consider maximum chance values. For example, suppose I need to calculate average value of maximum chance of maximum, excuse me, 60 values. Okay. Until now, I wrote a simple program to scale my analog inputs and store its value, its current value on this tag, current value. Now, then, I defined two tags, number of samples and max number of samples. And now I'm using SCL language to check whether the number of samples is a valid number, is between 1 and maximum valid value or not. For this purpose, I use two if instructions. The first one, check that if number of samples is less than 1, then change it to 1. And the next one, check that its value is greater than max number of samples, then change it to my selected max number of samples, which in this video is 60. Now, definitely I need an array to store my values. Okay, for example, in this video, I need at least an array with 60 elements to store my values, for example, values of water of a tank system, and which I receive its level, its water level. So I'm defining an array with this name samples, which has 60 elements, and its data type is real, and also some other tags which I will need them to write my program. Okay, as you saw, if you click on this option, then you will able to write your comments about the programs. And also you can use two backslash to write your comments. Comments is useful when you are writing your programs. Okay, now in this line, I wrote a program to initialize J values, and also if I click here, a for loop is inserted to my program, and I only need to replace, for example, its last part to my desired value. Okay, let me move the video a little forward. I'm only writing my codes. All right. This is my program. This is my program. The first inside the first network, in my first network scales analog input value and converts that to a number between 0 and 100. Inside the second network, I used two if instructions to check that number of samples value is a valid number or not. Otherwise, my program will correct it. Then I use a for loop to move my previous values of current value, and after that save, and after that save the last value, current value, inside the first place of my array. The next loop is used to calculate average value of analog values. It's use sum to use this arithmetic function, and then use a divide action to calculate its the average value of selected number of the selected values based on the number which were saved inside number of samples. So the last for loop calculates average value, for example, for 1, 2, 3, or at maximum for 60 elements in my array. Okay, but if you test it, it will have, you will see that the program won't work correctly. Why? My program is very short, right? So maybe it will run 100 times per second when my PLC going to run. Because of this speed, my programs won't work correctly. I need extra code that reduce my program's executions frequency. For example, the second part of my program, the second network, should be run every 1 second. I can achieve this purpose with a rise trigger instruction with a bit of my clock memory. So I wanna my second part of my program executed every second. In consequence, I use an article instruction. This instruction detects rising edge for its input, and it needs. And for this instruction, we need determine. Okay, my friends, Mo Sunji had a question. Please wait a little to finish this part, then I will try to answer your questions, my friends. When we add an article instruction, we need to it needs some memories, and we need to determine where these memories should be created. So if I select the second choice, the required memories will be created inside the current function block, as you see here. Okay, my friends with this idea has asked me questions. He asked, I need to move a string running into 10 different devices using SCL. Can we discuss about this after presentation? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Okay, let me continue the video. All right. Here I inserted an article instruction. Now I want to change some settings of my PLC. The first one, I want to increase its cycle time. Note that when you use some loops instruction, for example, a for loop, it may increase your PLC's scan cycle time. So you may need to increase its maximum valid value. And now I increased it to 500 milliseconds. And also I need to enable clock memory of my PLC. I select the first byte and byte 0, and then I will use this address M0.5 in my program. Another point for using SCL instruction is that the some instructions, for example, this article instruction has one input and one output. The output section for the outputs we can select, we can assign them to another locations to store their values. And also we can delete them and use its internal memory. For this example, its output address is underline take underline instance dot q. Now let's add an if instruction. I will use the output of take instructions to execute my SCL program. All right, now this section of my program will be executed every 1 second. Let's call it from OB1 block, call my function block from OB1. Then assign some inputs and outputs. Let me move the video a little forward. I'm only, okay. I've downloaded my program to my PLC Sim Simulator. Now I'm testing. You can test it, but let me show you a short part of this video. Based on my program, if I change this input of my function block, number of samplers, and to a number less than 1 or greater than 60, my program will be corrected automatically. For example, let's change it to 100. As you see, my function block corrected automatically to maximum valid value, which is 60. Now I want to change my analog input using PLC Sim Simulator. I will explain these steps during our previous videos and lives. Let me forward the video a little. Okay. Now I'm changing my analog input value. As you saw, the current value is 100, and the second output is doing the averaging process. And based on this input, which is 60, after about 60 seconds, the average value will be equal to my current value. It seems my program is working correctly. Okay, let me move the video forward. Now I'm creating a function block completely with SCL language. All right. Now I'm going to have a short introduction to SCL program. Here you can see command options. The first 4 options help us to add the advanced control structures, which are if, case, for, while. The next one helps us to add comments, and the next one helps us to organize our SCL codes. From the right panel, we can add other instructions to our programs. And keep in mind that some of them needs memory to store some data. And another point is that you can use help windows of TIA portal to learn how SCL language can be used. Help windows is a good resource. Now, for example, I'm going to search Arctic SCL instruction inside the help windows. All right. This is this live. In this live, I already have had a short introduction about PLC programming with SCL language. You can learn other instructions using the help windows. Now let's return back to my friend's questions, which asked me, I need to move a string running into 10 different devices using SCL. Can we discuss? Of course. My friends, I not yet, I'm already not until now test your requests, right? But in SCL language, probably you can do that. You only need the, as you saw in my program, I defined an array with integer, with an array with 60 elements whose data type was real. Similarly, you can define an array, for example, with 100 elements, but whose data type should be a string. And then you can use a for loop like mine to change the text, the string value inside your array elements. But I've not tested until now. My friends, with this IT, I hope I spell that correctly. Moison G. Have you received your answer? Let me type it for you. My friends, all right, it seems my friends Moison G is not right. In this live, I already, okay, let's check it. And if you had questions, you can send me below this live. Use its chat section. I hope you can do that. You're welcome, my friends. And if you had any questions, send us using our YouTube channel. My friends, I reached the end of this live. And if you have any questions, it's my pleasure to answer your question, specifically related to our videos on PLC Goods YouTube channel. But I've tried to answer other questions if I can answer. All right, thanks, my friends. I hope this live be useful for you. And if you have any idea about this weekly live or about our videos on PLC Goods YouTube channel, please send us your ideas, opinions using the chat sections or using the comment section on PLC Goods YouTube. And also, let me tell you that you can also prepare our videos from Udemy website. It will support us to continue our work. Thanks for watching this live. I will see you in the next week. Bye.